Good morning, dear students. Today we will study chapter 11, Coal and Petroleum. This video is part 2 video of chapter 11. In part 1 video, we discussed about coal in detail. In this video, we'll discuss about petroleum and natural gas. Coal, petroleum and natural gas, these all are fossil fuels. What are these fossil fuels? Fossil fuels means the fuels which were formed from the remains of the living organisms that got buried under the earth's surface millions of years ago. So let's start with petroleum. Petroleum got its name from the Latin words petra plus oleum. Petra means rock, oleum means oil. So petroleum is also known as rock oil, crude oil, mineral oil. Why it is known as rock oil? Because petroleum is dark colored, thick crude oil found inside the earth, trapped in rocks. So that's why it is known as rock oil. Petroleum, it is a mixture of hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are the compounds that consist of carbon and hydrogen. Petroleum, it is insoluble in water. It is found above the water, and as I told, petroleum and natural gas, these are the fossil fuels. We will see how they were formed. So petroleum, it was formed due to bacterial decomposition of marine organisms. Marine organisms means the organisms that live in seas or oceans. So petroleum was formed due to bacterial decomposition of marine organisms that collected on seabed millions of years ago. What does it mean? That marine organisms, millions of years ago, marine organisms that lived in the sea, when they died, after their death, they got settled on the sea bottom, and along with the time, mud and sand, it keep on depositing over those dead marine organisms. So they sank to the bottom of the seabed, and because the mud and sand, it keep on depositing. So due to high temperature and pressure, and due to bacterial action in the absence of air, these marine organisms, their remains, they got slowly converted into petroleum and natural gas. Some part of the remains of these organisms converted into petroleum, and some part it got converted into natural gas. Natural gas being lighter than petroleum, it is found over petroleum. And as I told, that petroleum, it is insoluble in water, and petroleum is lighter than water. So petroleum is found over water. So here you can see, and before this, one more point that I want to add. So the petroleum, it seeped through the porous rocks. Porous rocks means the rocks which have cracks and which allows the liquids and gases to pass through them. So the petroleum, it seeped through the porous rocks and got collected over the non-porous rocks. So here on page number B14, here it has been shown this yellow color layer. You can see this is water layer. Over this there is oil layer, and over this there is gas layer. Which gas? Natural gas. So now, after understanding this key, what is petroleum and how it is formed, now the question comes, how it is extracted. As I told, petroleum and natural gas, they are found deep inside the earth. They are found in the certain areas. They are not found everywhere. So first, the location of the petroleum and this natural gas, it is detected. Natural gas, it can be found along with petroleum, or at some places it can be found without petroleum. So first, the location of these fuels, it is detected, and then it is detected by the surveys, and then the holes are drilled in the earth crust. As you can see here in your book on the page number B15, we can see here, this is a big structure. This is known as drilling rig. It is a structure with the equipment which drills hole in the earth crust so as to pump out petroleum and natural gas. So the petroleum, it is obtained by drilling holes into the earth crust, which is known as oil wells. So when these holes are drilled through these oil wells, the petroleum comes out. First, natural gas comes out due to the pressure, and when the pressure reduces, then petroleum comes out. So this was about how we extract it out. Now, if we talk about, as I told in the beginning, it is a mixture of the hydrocarbons. And this is crude oil. Petroleum is known as crude oil. In the raw form, this crude oil is not so useful in this form. So we need to extract out, we need to separate. As it is a mixture of hydrocarbons, so we need to separate the useful components from petroleum. So this process of separation of the useful components from the petroleum, it is known as petroleum refining. This is known as petroleum refining. Let me write here. This is known as the refining of petroleum, and this is done by the process known as fractional distillation. This fractional distillation process, it is based on the fact that the different components of the petroleum, these are known as fractions. The different fractions of the petroleum, they have different boiling point ranges. This is known as fractionating column. So the crude oil, it is heated at around 400 degrees Celsius, where it gets converted into the vapors. Then through this outlet, through this inlet, the vapors, they are fed into this fractionating column. Why the name fractionating column? Because here you can see the different sections have been made here. So when the vapors of this crude oil, they are fed into this column. So the vapors, they keep on rising up. And here in this fractionating column, the temperature is different at the different sections. So the fraction with the high boiling point, they condense at the bottom and get collected here as the residue. We'll discuss about it when I will be explaining the uses. And the fractions with the low boiling points, they condense at the they condense in the different sections and get collected in their respective trays based on their boiling point ranges. And here at the top, petroleum gas, here we get the petroleum gas. The uncondensed petroleum gas, it is collected at the top. So now we will be discussing, as I told, so by this process of fractional distillation, by this process, petroleum, we separate the different useful components from petroleum. The names are like petroleum gas, petrol, naphtha, kerosene, diesel oil, fuel oil. And here we'll discuss the residues like bitumen, paraffin wax, etc. So now we'll be discussing the uses of these components. These are so useful. Like first, let's start with the petroleum gas. Petroleum gas in the liquefied form, it is used at home as LPG. It is used as LPG at home as a fuel. It's so common, we all use it. Petrol is used as a fuel for the light motor vehicles, and it is also used as solvents. It is also used as a solvent for dry cleaning. If we move on to the next, naphtha, it is used for making different types of chemicals for making paints, plastics, insecticides, etc. If we move on to the next, kerosene. Kerosene, it is used in the stoves for cooking purposes. It is used for the lighting purpose in the lanterns, and high quality kerosene oil, it is used in the jet aeroplane as an aviation fuel. If we move on to the next, diesel oil. So the diesel, it is used in the heavy motor vehicles, and it is also used to run for running the electrical generators. Next is fuel oil. It is used as a fuel in the industries and in the ships. If we come here, we talk about the residue. So here in your book on page number B16, you can see here the three parts have been shown. Lubricating oil. So lubricating oil, very clear from the name, it is used for lubrication in the machines and engines. Next is paraffin wax. Paraffin wax, it is used for making candles, Vaseline, grease, etc. If we move on to the next one, bitumen. Bitumen is used for the surfacing of road. It is used for the waterproofing of roofs, and it is also used for making paints. So we can see that by the process of petroleum refining, we separate the different useful components from the petroleum by the process called fractional distillation. So this was all about the petroleum refining. Now if we talk about the next, which is natural gas. Now we will be discussing about natural gas. Natural gas is also a fossil fuel. Now we will discuss about natural gas. Natural gas is also a fossil fuel. Just now we saw that how the petroleum and natural gas, they were formed. Natural gas, it is a gaseous fuel. It mainly consists of methane. It mainly consists of methane with the small quantities of ethane and propane. With small quantities of ethane and propane. If we talk about the characteristics of natural gas, it has many advantages. Like it can be easily transported through the network of the pipes, and it is a cleaner fuel. It can be transported easily. It can be easily transported through pipes. And it is a cleaner fuel. Before that, I want to talk here CNG. What is CNG? CNG stands for compressed natural gas. Natural gas is compressed under pressure and it is stored as CNG, that is compressed natural gas. In this form, it is easy to store, transport and use this natural gas. So it can be easily transported. If we talk about the advantages, it can be easily transported through pipes, and it is a cleaner fuel. It is a cleaner fuel. It burns without producing any smoke. It does not cause air pollution. So it is a cleaner fuel. So it is a cleaner fuel. Can be easily transported through the pipes, and if natural gas, it is heated strongly, then it decomposes and forms hydrogen, and then this hydrogen, it can be used to form fertilizers. And natural gas, this is a complete fuel in itself. It can be used at home as a fuel and in industries also. So this was all about natural gas. We saw that in natural gas, it has many advantages and many uses also. So this was all about this chapter. Thank you.